In this video, we'll provide an overview of how to score projects on the Hello World CS platform. To access the scoring page for a specific section, navigate to your sections and click on the section you'd like to see the course gradebook for. For this example, we're looking at the 5th period Data Science and Artificial Intelligence class, but what I'll cover today will be the same for your scoring experience no matter what course you're reviewing. The course gradebook shows you which projects are ready to score. You can open any project that has been submitted, scored, or sent back. Bianca Cruz's Fortune Teller project has been submitted. Let's take a look. Now we're on our scoring page. You'll see 3 different areas on this page: the navigation bar, a scoring section where you'll score the project, and the submission section where you can view the student's submission. The navigation bar includes 2 things: the scoring guide for the project and the submission status for each student. The scoring guide has step-by-step instructions for how to score this project alongside a project example. Student submissions are organized by scored, submitted, sent back, in progress, and not started. Within each status category, students' names are in alphabetical order by first name. For example, Cooper and Jacob's projects have already been scored. Julian and Bianca's projects have been submitted and are ready to be scored. Now let's look at the scoring and submission sections. This toggle button shows you the same scoring guide as earlier, but here you can view this while reviewing a specific student's submission in the submission section. You can toggle it back to return to the grading section. The scoring criteria lists out the categories we'll use to score this project and their assigned weight. For example, the 4 categories we're using for this particular project are computer science, worth 80 points, interdisciplinary learning, worth 5 points, creativity, worth 5 points, and checkpoints, worth 10 points. To score the computer science category, we'll click into here and look at the rubric components. You can check and uncheck these boxes based on what you see in this area, where you'll find the student's submission. For example, if you see that Bianca's project submission includes at least 4 input functions, you would check this box. Notice how the score updates as you check and uncheck the rubric components. For interdisciplinary learning, you're using your judgment to see if this student's project is incorporating learning objectives from other subjects, such as ELA in this example. For creativity, the student only needs to demonstrate one of the available rubric components to get full credit for the category. Here, you're using your judgment to see how the student applies their creativity to the project, a critical component for the future of work. When I click into the checkpoints category, notice how the submission section updates to show what's relevant here: the student's responses to multiple choice questions. I'm going to bounce over to a different project now to show you what it looks like when you're scoring a written response. In this project, a rubric category is communication written, and the student's submission can be viewed here in the submission section. Let's hop back to the original project we were scoring. Once you've finished scoring, you can review the scoring summary, which lists out each category and shows the total score. If you'd like to adjust the project score for whatever reason, you can add or remove points by editing the points adjustment row. Scores can only be between 0% and 150%. You can use the optional feedback section to provide your comments to the student about their project. At this point, you can finalize the grade, which makes the score available to the student and saves the total score in your gradebook. When this happens, the student's project status will transition from submitted to scored. When they open the project, they'll be sent to the project summary page where they can review their score and your feedback. Students will also see the scoring rubric and how they did on each rubric component. If you're not ready to finalize the score and think that the student needs to redo their project, you can send back the project so that the student can make improvements and resubmit it. In this case, the student's project status will transition from submitted to sent back. When they open the project, they'll be sent to the project summary page where they'll see how they did on their first submission, including any comments you may have provided and their performance on each rubric component so far. When students click on this Continue Project button, they'll be taken to the Checking Project Requirements page where they can again review how they're doing so far on the rubric and their work on the project. After you've finished scoring a specific student's project, you can click Next to move on to the next student's submission.